Okay, so welcome to our fourth seminar of our TinyML Academic Network series. My name is Marco Zennaro. We have some newcomers today, so welcome to our seminars. And just to give you the broad picture, these seminars are organized for the TinyML Academic Network, which is an initiative carried out by ICTP, Harvard University, and a number of partners. We have 20 universities, which are part of the academic network right now, and planning to expand to more universities next year. So the seminar today, we're really happy to host Huing Lei from Seed Studio that will present a workshop on getting started with the WIO terminal and Edge Impulse. So we're really interested in seeing some hands-on demos of this device. But before giving the floor to her, let me just recap in few slides what we have been doing this year for our network and for newcomers as well. So we have organized a number of seminars. In fact, we had 3 started in September. We had Vijay Reddy from Harvard introducing TinyML. Then in October, we had Marcel Orvaille presenting Edge Impulse and teaching us how to set up the tools. So we had some hands-on experience, with this fantastic cloud service. Then in October, we had a networking event, which I organized, where we heard voices from members of our network. And finally, in October, we had the full workshop. It was very interesting. We had ML experts, we had TinyML experts. So if we want to sum up what we have been doing this year, we learned the basics of ML and of TinyML. Okay, so that was the goal for this year. So getting an idea of what is machine learning, what is tiny machine learning. As you might remember, we had lectures about ethics as well. We heard some, experts presenting different views on ML and on TinyML. So what are we planning for next year? So for next year, we plan to go from learning the basics to applications. So now that we know the tools and that we know how to, what we're talking about, we can finally move to the application. So that is going to be the big goal of 2022. And how are we planning to organize that over the year? Well, we're going to start with this seminar, which is in 2021, but is already on the topic of applications, and which is happening now in December. Hopefully, we will get the devices in early January. So that's going to be a good news for our network. In January, we are going to have, workshops about setting up the devices. We will have some seminars in the spring. I will get back to that in a second. And then we have some ICTP regional workshops. So as you might remember, that has been suggested. So focusing on areas. So we're going to have one for Africa, one for Asia, and one for Latin America. This will allow us to have more time, per day. So we will not have this time zone issue that we had in the ICTP workshop. And again, if we want to have a common theme for all these activities, that's going to be TinyML applications. So getting back to the seminars, the idea is to have a couple of seminars in the spring, in fact, starting in February. And we would like to organize them following these 3 kind of big, topics. So the first one is, what do you want to solve with TinyML? So we heard in the discussion in October about some very specific applications. I remember the application from Argentina about using TinyML to monitor turtles and these kind of tiny monkeys. So, without getting into the details of TinyML, what is the big issue that you want to solve? Or, scientific issue or application that you want to solve with TinyML. Then we would like to have some other presentation about experience in using TinyML. So we heard a bit from Marcelo's students in October about the coffee monitoring, about the ACG. We had heard about some applications. So we would like to hear from people that have used TinyML, what is their experience and what they have learned from, this application. And finally, we would like to have a bit of a brainstorming meeting on how can TinyML be used for social good. So there's a lot of discussion about AI for good. So we want to understand how can TinyML be used for good. So in each of these seminars, we would like to have these kind of 3 topics in the agenda. Okay, so if you're interested, if you're willing to present for 10, 15 minutes, please send me a proposal on Discord or through email. So this is the first half of 2022. And if everything goes as expected, then in the second half, we can focus a bit more on deployment. So getting these devices in the field, measuring something, and getting involved in some real applications. And that is where our network will be useful, right? We hope you guys to be working together and sharing experience and code and tutorials and everything that you learn from these workshops and from these deployments.